about the fiscal policy in India. Fiscal policy in India is the guiding force that helps the government decide how much money is spent to support the economic activity and how much revenue it earns from the system. So it helps to keep running the wheels of the economy. And in the recent times, importance of fiscal policy has been increasing in order to achieve the economic growth. And attaining rapid economic growth is one of the key goals of fiscal policies, as per the government of India. So fiscal policy, along with the monetary policy, plays a vital role in managing the country's economy and economic growth. So now moving on, next slide. So moving on to the main objectives of the fiscal policy in India, we have economic growth, price stability, and full employment. So economic growth is very important for the economy and the development of the country. So fiscal policy helps to maintain the economic growth rate so that certain economic goals can be achieved. So a better economic growth and growth rate is very important for the development of the nation. So next is price stability. So fiscal policy will help in setting a standard for the price in terms when there is inflation. So it controls the price level of the country so that when the inflation is too high, prices can be regulated in the country. And next is full employment. So it aims to achieve full employment or near full employment, and it helps as a tool to recover from low economic activity. So these are the main objectives of the fiscal policy in India. Moving on. So moving on to the types of fiscal policy, we have expansionary fiscal policy and contractionary fiscal policy. These are one opposite to each other. So expansionary fiscal policy is used in order to promote the economic growth in the country during a downturn. And expansionary fiscal policy usually involves greater spending in excess of tax revenue than during the normal periods, especially on measures that increase employment. And while it also reduces tax to stimulate the consumer demand, taxes help to increase the economic growth of the country. Next, we have contractionary fiscal policy. In this, during the periods of unusually high economic growth and full employment, government may use contractionary fiscal policy to tap the brakes on an expanding economy, especially when the inflation is rising concern. So it will help the customers to buy products and make increase the demand. And that's all about the types of fiscal policy. Now moving on.
Next person.
So
Thank you,
thank you,
Ronnie.
sir.
Next
Thank
person.
you, sir.
Sir, am I audible? Hello.
Ashik, you are here.
Am I audible, sir?
A little more louder, please.
Hello, hello.
Yes,
Are
Ashik,
you
please go
audible
ahead.
now, sir? Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Coming to the instruments of fiscal policy, there are mainly four instruments: budget, taxation, public expenditure, and public debt. And in detail, a budget is a detailed plan of operations for some specific future period. Budget is presented by the financial minister of India. Budget is also known as annual financial statement of the year. Total expenditure has accordingly been estimated at rupees 17.77 crore in 2015-16 year. The requirements of expenditure on defense, internal security, and other necessary expenditures are adequately provided in budget. And the second point is taxation. Taxation is been divided into two: direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax is the individual income tax and the corporate tax. And indirect tax is the central excise, means it is the tax on manufactured goods. The VAT well tax is at 2% for the direct tax, and it is 12.5 percentage for indirect tax. And now coming to the third point, public expenditure. Public expenditure is spending made by the government of a country on collective needs and wants such as pension, provision, infrastructure, etc. Public expenditure is an important component of aggregate demand, and it includes revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. And the last point, public debt. Public debt is defined as any money owned by a government agency. There are two types of public debts, internal borrowings and external borrowings. And in internal borrowings, it is the borrowings from the public, such as treasury bills and government bonds. And it also includes borrowing from the central bank. In external borrowings, it includes foreign investment, international organizations like World Bank and IMF, and it also includes market borrowings. That's it for the presentation, sir. Yeah.
Okay, Ashik, thank you. Eldo, now the question to Ashwati Madhu.
Yes, sir.
Ashwati, the question is that where in this you have given different like segregation of fiscal policy. Okay, so indirect tax, public expenditures, another thing. So where it will come that if you have customs duty or something which is coming across, where it will fall?
It is coming indirect tax.
Okay, what all things are there in indirect taxes?
In indirect taxes, there are central excise taxes and VAT, service tax, custom duties.
Okay, Elisha Babu.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, have you heard of infrastructure investment? Infrastructure investment, where it falls?
Um,